and welcome to Stretch and Release. I am Coach Allisha, and today I am going to be taking you through, we're going to continue opening up that posterior chain, mainly focusing on the hamstrings today, but maybe a little bit of hips will be, and glutes will be involved with that. And just a quick reminder that all of our workouts are intended for our TMMKFitness members, so if you are not a TMMKFitness member and you choose to do this, please do so at your own risk. So, I already have my shoes off. What you'll need today is a lacrosse ball, or if you have a softball, that's fine. And then make sure you have like a chair or maybe a bench that you can sit on that's a hard surface, so not a couch or like a soft recliner chair or anything like that. We need something that has a hard surface. So we're actually going to start with a quick test for your hamstrings. So you want to start with your feet directly underneath your hips. I actually have taken my shoes off, so go ahead and take your shoes off real quick if you have them on. Feet directly underneath your hips. Then from there, you're going to push those hips back so the legs stay nice and straight. You feel stretch those hamstrings, and then you're going to fold in half. I want you to go where it's comfortable, but maybe just a slight discomfort. You feel the stretch the back of those legs. Wherever you feel like you can get, and that's just the first part of the test. So if you can't touch, if you only get to like here, that's fine. If you can't touch the ground, your toes, totally okay. So grab that lacrosse ball. Just remember where you got to. We're going to place that under your one foot, and we're just going to roll out the bottom of your feet. If you get so tense and you're constantly on them all the time, we neglect them so much. Make sure you roll through the arch from the heel all the way up to the base of those toes. If you find a little spot that needs a little bit more love, stay on that. You actually have two arches that you want to focus on. So you have your long arch of your foot, and then you have one that kind of goes across. You want to focus on both. Don't forget to get out to the outside. Put as much pressure on it as you need. So if you want to like keep all the way in the opposite leg and just roll the other one, that's fine. If you can stand a little more pressure, that's great too. And we're going to switch feet. So if you need to use that chair or bench to kind of give yourself a little bit of balance, that's great, that's fine. Ooh, apparently my left foot is a little bit tighter. Oh boy. Just make sure you keep breathing. Looks like I need to do this a little bit more often. Man. Just a couple more passes. Don't forget the outside of that foot too. All right, now next exercise, you're going to grab that lacrosse ball. You're going to sit in your chair or on your bench. You're going to place the lacrosse ball underneath your hamstring. Then you're going to extend, yeah, that leg out and bring it back down. Make sure you're sitting up nice and tall. Keep extending. Bring it back down. We're going to do multiple spots in the hamstring, so just move it around as you need to. Put as much pressure on that leg as you can. And keep breathing, because that'll allow those muscles to kind of calm down and relax. A couple more on this side, then we're going to switch legs. Then we're going to retest. All right, let's go ahead and switch. So with this, you can place the lacrosse ball all the way up towards those sit bones under your glutes, and then bring it all the way down towards the back of that knee, wherever you feel comfortable. Keep breathing. And change positions. Really get a good extension. About two more. And done. All right. Place that lacrosse ball on the ground. Go ahead and stand up. Make sure you place those feet right back underneath those hips. You're going to press those hips back and then fold in half and see how far you can get. So before, I had just like my fingertips touching the ground. Now I can place the full hand, pretty close anyway, on the floor, and it's not I don't have much discomfort at all. So I got a little bit further, I stretched out those hamstrings, or warmed up those hamstrings, and got them a little bit to get a little bit further into that stretch. So we're gonna just do a couple more, since we're nice and warm, we're gonna do a couple more exercises to work on those hamstrings. So first one is you're gonna put one foot in front, one foot behind. I'm actually get this chair out of the way. Just so I don't step on these or kick anything. So, one foot in front, and then the back foot is going to be turned. So, if you're familiar with the yoga pose, like a warrior pose, one foot turned here, the other one, so you're making kind of a 90-degree angle. Then from there, you're going to fold at the hips, place one hand down towards the ankle, and then rotate that top arm up. So you actually should feel the stretch through this top leg in those hamstrings, maybe even a little bit in the hips. So even if you can only get here, that's totally fine. If you can go a little bit deeper, that's fine too. But make sure you rotate and stack those shoulders. Keep breathing. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on up. We're going to switch sides. So you just have to rotate those feet around. Push the hips back. And then come reach down, open up the shoulder, rotate up. So it's really exposing the inner thigh and the hamstring here. Giving you a nice deep stretch. Keep breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2. Come on up nice and slow. Next stretch we're going to work on, so you can continue to do those and hold them each one for a little bit longer. I just want to show you 2 more stretches. So we're going to cross one foot over in front, and then that foot that's crossed over in front, you're going to push the hips out to that side, place your other hand on the opposite hip, and then reach over. So you really should feel the stretch through this side, maybe even especially if you're really tight, either through the obliques or the ilio. It's called, your muscle through there is called your iliopsoas. You can get really tight through there, and we really neglect that area. So it's nice to just kind of single it out, stretch it out. Make sure that you're not rotating forward in this stretch. You're coming over nice and just keeping that chest up nice and tall. So you don't want to be reaching here, okay? Bring it straight over. Come on up now. We're going to keep that top leg crossed over. We're going to push the hips back and fold forward. So now I'm a deeper stretch in the back of that back leg. So I've kept that same leg crossed over in front, but now I'm stretching out the back here. Keep the back nice and flat. So if you can only stretch here, that's fine. A little bit deeper, wherever it works for you. Come on up. We're going to switch. So you're going to cross that other foot over and top. Place one hand, that opposite hand on the opposite hip. Push the hip out to the side. Reach over. Now remember, one side may be a little bit tighter than the other, so you might need to just be a little bit more gentle. But if you continue to breathe, it'll continue to relax. You should start to feel a lot better. And again, remember, come over nice and straight. We're not leaning forward or back. We're coming over the top, right in the middle. Bring it up. Keep that foot crossed over. Push those hips back. Fold in half. Keep that back flat. You should feel the stretch to the back of that leg. If your hips are really tight, or your hamstrings are really tight, you may even feel a little stretch in that front leg, which is totally fine. Keep breathing. 3, 2, 1. Come on up. All right. So, just continue to do those stretches. Whatever feels good for you. You can hold those for about 30 to 40 seconds each. If you feel really warm, if you want to do those 3 or 4 times through, that's totally fine. I hope you enjoyed this workout with me today. Let me know if you have any questions. You can leave a comment if there's something that you really enjoyed or something else that you really want to work on. Thanks. Have a great rest of your day.